Great, so my name is Simon Ellson and I coach in Hertfordshire and in Dorset in the UK. And I've been a part of ActionCOACH since 2018, just over 6 years. So I've done lots of things over the years, including starting and selling 5 of my own businesses, but I worked at Apple 4.5 years and at Symantec. I was the cybersecurity spokesman for them for 4.5 years. Very exciting. I was actually introduced by a fellow coach, somebody I'd worked with years ago, a gentleman called Rob Pickering in the UK, who had been in about 3 or 4 years, I think, prior to me joining. He introduced me, and here I am 6 years later. I think there's a bit of a philanthropic streak in me where I enjoy helping people, so volunteered for lots of things over the years, and so coaching is a great way of me giving back, I guess. All of the things I've learned over the years, having sold businesses and raised finance, closed a business during that period, gives me a great ability to empathise with any other business and help them to grow theirs. So I spent a lot of time looking at what I should do. My wife said you should just do it all yourself because you've got the experience, but actually looking around at all the options, the toolbox that ActionCOACH provides is incredible. Pre-built presentations, programs that you can work around. So to get started, it was absolutely the right choice. I guess I'm probably a lot more relaxed today than I was previously, coming out of a corporate as I did last before joining ActionCOACH. It's a pretty intense environment. I think hugely competitive, of course, between districts or regions or countries, and so ActionCOACH isn't like that at all. It's a very helpful community. I think abundance is one of the things we talk about a lot in the business, and I definitely felt that. And I think as a consequence, that enables you to kind of relax into it. And my best coaching day is a day when I'm busy with 4 or 5 clients, and I can see positive traction and results for them. My biggest success story, well, there are 2 or 3 actually. My second client ever from 6 years ago just sold his business for 7.5 million. He's sitting quite nicely. My 5th or 6th client, probably the 6th client that I met, believe it or not, waltzing in Austria with our respective wives, is selling his business. He's gone from being overworked, underpaid, never making any money to 15 to 20% net margin on his turnover of about £4 million. And he's up for sale as well. So 2 of the success stories, but I could stand here all day probably and reel off a whole armful of them. In 6 years we've done a lot of good and helped a lot of people grow their businesses. Every bit of progress that you see from a client is a reward, not because I'm necessarily teaching them anything or showing them anything, but because they've learnt the hard way how to make a decision about where they go next or what they do. My job as a coach is not to tell them what to do, but is to enable them to understand themselves what it is they need to do and where they need to go. And the biggest kick I get is from seeing that progress. And I think in 6 years I've seen a change in the way coaching is talked about. Probably wasn't talked about prior to maybe the last decade or so. It's talked about a lot more these days, and I can definitely see traction where today I might have 40 or 50 clients that we work with, 2 coaches over 2 territories. I can see that easily being 300 or 400 with the different programs that we're introducing over the next few years. So I think the future looks really exciting. Proud to be part of it. Well, it's a journey without a shadow of a doubt. And I think if you have the right experience and the right attitude, it'll be one that absolutely rewards you 100 times over. As I said, it's for me, it isn't really about the money, and I say this to clients and prospects. It's not about the money, it's about the journey. The fact that I get to help people every day and get paid for it is a bonus, and I think if you can come in with the right attitude, then ActionCOACH is definitely a great place to be.